call sign is Whiskey 4, Delta, Oscar, Mike. Go ahead.
Roger, Delta, Oscar, Mike, and what's the name again?
Roger, Delta, Oscar, Mike, and what's the name again?
The name here is DOM, Delta, Oscar, Mike, located in Columbia, South Carolina, just north of Columbia, South Carolina.
Roger, South Carolina, is that a Roger?
Roger, South Carolina, is that a Roger?
QSL, Roger, Roger.
And your radio, sir?
And your radio, sir? Okay, the radio here is a IC7300, and I'm using a PR781 on it, because I've had it forever. And I have an 8-band EQ in mind. It's the Ukrainian one, the UR6QW. The antenna is Carolina Wyndham. It's up about 60 feet. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. The outboard stuff, does that have any compression in it, or is it just EQ?
Does that have any compression in it, or is it just EQ?
It has compression in it, but I'm not using the compression on the box. I'm using the one on the radio, and that's set at about 3.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I advise. 3, and it's engaged at a 3. Is that a Roger?
I advise 3, and it's engaged at a 3. Is that a Roger?
Yes, the radio's engaged at 3. The mic gain on the radio is set for 35.
All right, let's, now that we've got the compressor engaged at a 3, let's move to the ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger, okay, yeah, I have it set for 2/3 of the scale right now, and basically what I want to know is if I have this outboard EQ set up right. Go ahead.
Roger, well, we get the dynamic range going, and then we can work on the EQ. I think it sounds pretty good. What I want you to do is give me 10 seconds on what you like best about your radio, and I'll listen and see what we got.
About your radio, and I'll listen and see what we got.
Oh, okay, very good there. It's the ICOM 7300. I find it a very dynamic radio for a small package. It's the antenna, analyze it. Basically, they have built into it the sound that it receives. It's definitely a good receiver compared to some of the older radios I had. And is that enough audio? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're in good shape. Sounds good. It looks good on the curve. You're rolling out at about 300 cycles, which is fine. You know, you don't want to get real heavy in the bottom end, because then there's a tendency to get muddy. There's a thing called phase cancellation that, you know, all of our transmissions move by skywave. And the whole deal is that sometimes there are other places that reflect back our signal at slightly different distances, and when they both come back slightly different, there is a tendency for cancellation to occur, and this cancellation starts at the upper ranges of the audio spectrum. So even though you, say, have a theoretically perfect audio curve, you have a nice top end to bottom end, when you come into phase cancellation, you start to lose that top end, but the bottom end stays, so then you become muddy. Roger?
End stays, so then you become muddy. Roger?
Roger on that. Okay, so then it doesn't sound muddy now, right?
No, sir. You know, sir, you're nice. Yeah, like I say, well, that usually happens when folks have material on down below 300 cycles. When they're, you know, the 7300 is capable of frequency response down to 100 cycles in transmit and receive. And when you get down to 100 cycles, then you have to be concerned about, you know, bass buildup when you lose the top end. You know, your balance is struck and defeated by cancellation, because Mother Nature is bending two different signals, and one slightly delayed from the other, just to phase angle differences, not where you could actually hear like an echo, one like that. It's even closer than that. It's a phase angle, and when it gets 180 degrees out of phase, it cancels, and that starts at the top end of the audio spectrum.
It cancels, and that starts at the top end of the audio spectrum.
Roger, I've seen that happen before. I heard it happen before anyway. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that the box is set right, and I know there's other people who probably want to get in there. And so, just a quick question. What spectrum analyzer are you using when you do these adjustments?
It's on the on my set. It's just a generic spectrum analyzer. It's tied to the output of the mixer, so it's showing my EQ from the mixer and also the radio output. Roger.
And also the radio output. Roger.
Okay, all right, very good. All right, thank you for your time. I just wanted to check to make sure. Doing it through the headphones is kind of difficult, and I'm not one to listen to myself too often, so it was a little rough doing it. And I've had some help from other people, but you get a lot of different opinions. All right, there. You have a good day, and appreciate your time. W4DOM, be clear on your findings.
Roger, Roger. And if you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 4/9/21, that will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded.
All right, thank you, and have a good day. W4DOM.
Roger, 73, sir. This is KC0VKV. Got time for about one more radio check. This is KC0VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.